Okay, so welcome everybody to this session on virtual work experience. I hope that everyone can see the presentation. I'm just going to start that from the beginning. If somebody wouldn't mind just coming on mic just to say that they can see it, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, can see it, Gaynor.
Yeah, we
That's
can see
brilliant.
it, Gaynor.
Thank you very much. Okay, so with regards to virtual work experience, a little bit of information about what virtual work experience is. So as you can imagine, during lockdown, physical work experience opportunities were no longer available. And so industry tried to look at alternatives in ways that they can support young people in gaining those experiences. So virtual work experience is really an opportunity to gain experience in the workplace. All the same kind of things that you would have physically, but in the virtual realm. So things like developing your skills, boosting employability, having the opportunity to explore new industries and job roles online. So some people also refer to it as VWEX, and we probably will do throughout this presentation as well. So just to kind of pop that in there. So how can virtual work experience benefit? So the main thing really is the same with physical work experience. It really does help to shape your future career decisions. Even by participating in any form of work experience, you're able to actually find out whether you really like something or you dislike something, but it just really gives you that opportunity to do that. It also gives you the opportunity to broaden your knowledge of a wide range of industries and also the different roles within that. It can also help you to take part in some real life projects and tasks. So although you wouldn't physically be out on a placement, you still would be liaising with an employer and actually going through some kind of task or project with them and gaining the experience of that. It can help you expand your professional network, so it will enable you to, get to know a particular company, different people within that industry, and even the people that you're working with on that virtual experience. They may actually be somebody that supports you or coaches you through a physical opportunity in the future. And it also looks really impressive on any sort of future employment applications, CVs, university applications. So it is a wonderful resource that is available to everybody at the moment. One of the main things around, the advantages of work experience is that not only can you actually access opportunities, locally that you would do physically, but you can even look as far as nationwide opportunities and even some global opportunities as well. So the main things really are around flexibility. The lovely thing about virtual work experience is a lot of the experiences that are available tend to be over a set period of time. So you can ensure that you have that flexibility and actually, be able to work with employers. A lot of them, the information they provide is also recorded as well as live. So it might be that you can actually fit that around other existing commitments. So with regards to accessibility, like I said, it is a chance for you to really kind of push the boat out and look for opportunities that you wouldn't normally have access to within the locality. So like I said, there's nothing stopping you from actually getting involved with national and global companies. With regards to travel as well, you don't have to have any. You're going to be doing it from home, so you don't have to think about, the travel expenses or the costs that are involved with that as well. So it could be as well that, you're not a person that enjoys being, stuck in busy rush hour traffic trying to get to and from, an employer. So this would, really suit people that, like to kind of work in your own environment as well as gain the experience of being with an employer. So technical skills as well. The lovely thing about virtual work experience is that you're able to actually learn from, a home environment. It is something that has really sort of taken off during our lockdown. More and more people are working from home, and that, develops a whole new skill set. So it could be that, you're learning how to, in a way, online distance learn, something that maybe you haven't sort of done before, and it can be an extension of what you've been doing as part of college as well. And it's also, you know, could lead to you even factoring in how you might want to, you know, involve more home-based employment working for the future. And the other thing is around, you know, enhancing your skills. So actually working from home takes a lot of self-discipline, you know, commitment to being organised, being able to manage your own time, things like using your own initiative, being able to motivate yourself. So those are all really great skills that you are developing by encountering virtual work experience. So what are the disadvantages of virtual work experience? Well, there are a few, but not many. But probably the main thing is not being able to kind of get that physical on-site experience. That whole thing of, you know, getting ready to go to a physical experience, thinking about what you're going to wear, how you're going to get there, meeting new people in their environment. So you will miss out on that. So it is one of those things, though, you know, could you do a virtual work experience that could then lead to a physical work experience? So, you know, it's a kind of that foot in the door, the starting of that, you know, that process. It could also be, like I said, the limited interaction with the whole workforce. So it might well be that the virtual work experience that you're doing, you're only actually going to be working with maybe, you know, 1 or 2 people on a particular project, and you might not get a chance to actually interact with, you know, people across the company organisation. You might not get a chance to actually physically work with live customers or, you know, other sort of stakeholders within that. Virtual work experience also requires a lot of self-discipline. So if you are somebody that really kind of struggles to remain self-motivated, then virtual work experience might not suit you initially. It might be something that you need to sort of work at to be able to get the best results out of your virtual work experience sort of program and the information that is being given to you and the projects that you get involved in. And also as well, you have to remember that when you're doing virtual work experience, you're going to be probably doing that with lots of other people. The projects itself, you know, it's great that you're going to be working maybe with lots of new people, but with that as well comes, you know, maybe issues around confidence with that. And so again, it's something that will really kind of push you out of your comfort zone. But think about it with regards to, although there might be a lack of support initially, if you're set a task, you might not be able to ask somebody a question straight away. What it is doing is it is actually improving your resilience and the ability to think for yourself and use your own initiative. With any virtual work experience platform, there's going to possibly be some communication issues. We've all had times when we've been on our online platforms where the signal's dropped out or you can't hear somebody. And so, you know, it's just being aware of those and being able to be, you know, confident in how you actually get around some of those disruptions in that particular experience. So think about how you can prepare for that, you know, who to contact if anything kind of goes wrong. But, you know, it's just something to bear in mind. Also as well, we do have to say that there can be what we call false opportunities with virtual work experience sometimes, not very often, but because some virtual work experience opportunities are quite competitive and need to go through an application process to get through, it might not be that the ones that you've signed up for you will automatically get. And you do have to really look at the eligibility criteria for some of these as well, because they will need to, you know, offer these experiences to those people that feature high on that eligibility criteria first. So that's only a few of the disadvantages, but as you can see, you know, the actual advantages of virtual work experience definitely outweigh the disadvantages. So just a few things to remember when you're actually carrying out your virtual work experience. You do have to think about how you can fit it around your other commitments. So A lot of these virtual experiences, they give a specific date that you'd need to take part. So for somebody that is already maybe, work experience, I've got, caring, sort of commitments at home, all of those types of things, you do have to think about whether I can commit to the times that the employer has put me forward for. There is some flexibility, as I said, because some of these opportunities will be recorded, and so you can go back and get involved with some of those projects, but a lot of them are live, and it's being able to know that you are available for that commitment time. The other thing is online safety. We do have to bring this up because it is something, again, that you need to be aware of. Even as much as, the types of platforms that you're going to be using, it's going to be maybe different to the types of platforms that you're using now. You might need to set up and register with a specific website or company. They will be holding your details. So you do need to make sure that you are keeping passwords, and logins private. Also, as well, being able to feel safe online as well. So if you feel, it might be that the person that is actually overseeing the work experience might not have an enhanced DBS check, and so it is just making sure that you are not left alone in a breakout room, that you know exactly who to speak to if you've got any concerns about anything. And we do provide lots of information around online safety, lots of information on Moodle and also on the main Suffolk One website. The other thing to think about is maybe costings as well. A majority of these opportunities are free, but some of them may have a slight cost incurred, some of them with regards to kind of administration fees, but there are some companies that we use where there is an additional cost to take part, and so you might need to factor that in. Just to be aware, though, that a lot of the companies that we use as well may also have opportunities for bursary applications, and especially for people that are already eligible for free school meals and things like that, we might be able to support you, or the employer might be able to support you a little bit further with some of those costings. But all of that information, when you look at that, at those programs, will be available for you to see. So the other thing is with regards to support as well. So just to make sure that you are aware that a lot of these experiences may actually take place outside of college time. So that might be that they take place during a half term or over a summer period, and so there wouldn't be anybody actually at one that would be able to support you with that. So you might actually find that some companies will require you to have a parental permission, and for you to actually sign something before you can actually take part with that, and knowing who is available to support you through the process if you need it. Another great thing about virtual work experience is more and more companies are wanting to evidence that you have taken part. They might be able to provide you with a certificate of participation at the end. It might be that you can have some photographs of the types of things that you've done project-wise, or links that you've created with that employer. And those are another really great way that you can actually show to future employers that you've taken part in a work experience. But just to be a little bit mindful that we wouldn't be issued with the certificate directly to one, so you would need to make sure that you are yourselves providing information to them, and a contact email or address where they can then send this information on to after the event has taken place. Another thing that we do ask for is that we really love to find out and get feedback from anybody that has taken part in virtual work experiences, so that we can provide that information to other students that want to take part. It is something that is evolving and growing all the time, and we want to make sure that we are advertising the really great experiences for future students as well. So we do ask that you notify your PPT and also our work experience administrator via the email address below. So how can you access virtual work experience opportunities? So there are lots and lots of ways that you can gain information. You can do your own Google, but we also provide lots of information via our What's on Wednesdays newsletter. And in the chat, we've also put some links as to where you can actually find that information. So the link on the presentation here is the one that takes you through to our Suffolk One website, and it gives you information of all the past editions. So even as an ex-student, you can still access all of these opportunities on a weekly basis. These come out every week on a Wednesday during term time. And I've also shared with you the What's on Wednesdays edition 82. So this is the one that went out yesterday. And I'm just going to share with you what that looks like for anyone that hasn't seen that before. So if you are interested in finding out about virtual work experience opportunities, what you have here is a chance to literally just go to the menu, to the virtual work experience part of the sway, and it will take you to the full information that is required for you to sign up for some of these opportunities. As a team as well, we also provide a virtual work experience matching service. So again, even as an ex-student, you can use the sway as a way to sign up for those opportunities as well. And this is where you can find that form just on the newsletter, as well as the actual sway of opportunities that are available this week. And this is what the sway looks like. So as you can see, we do it in, sort of sector information. So we've got some with psychology, some charity, veterinary, business communication, IT, quite a few of those at the moment. Quite a few in health, but this is where you can find all of those opportunities. These are all hyperlinked. Will take you directly to the website of the employers or the actual companies that are hosting these opportunities, and then it will show you what you would need to do to apply as well. Okay, so a big please is do remember to put any virtual work experiences that you've had on your application, on your CVs. A lot of people forget to do it. They kind of get it in their head that it's virtual, so maybe it isn't something that I can put on my CV for a future employer. But it is, more and more companies are participating in virtual work experience. So of course, they're going to want to know the types of things that you have been up to, especially over lockdown. So in the same way that you would actually pop it on an application or CV, you would just put the name of the company that you've been working with, the role that you've been doing or the information that you've gained from it, maybe some of the duties that you've done, some of the projects that you've been involved in, and then you can speak about the skills that you've developed during that time as well. So before I go on to this next part, I'm just going to hop off because I can't actually see if there's any sort of questions in the chat. But has anybody got any questions for me initially? Okay, so not at this time. So you're happy for me to carry on with some of these brilliant sort of sources of opportunities that you can start to have a look at. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to introduce you to is a company called Springpod. So Springpod is a intermediary type company that provides lots of information around experiences that are available. These are nationwide experiences. You do need to create an account to be able to access Springpod. And what you have here is confirmation of the types of experiences that you can get involved with. So as you can see, there are specific employers. So we've got Nestle here, we've got the Great Western NHS Foundation Trust, we've got Siemens. So as you can see, some of them can be very specific to an employer, whereas some of them can be very much an overview of a particular sector, and then they get lots of different employers actually jump on board to provide the sort of content for that experience, as well as getting involved with some of those projects. We have had a few of our students sign up for and have been successful in gaining virtual work experience with Springpod, and all have said that it's been quite an easy process to go through. Some of them haven't been able to get maybe their first opportunity, so I would suggest that you do apply for more than one opportunity at a time, so that you can gain successful applications, not just applying for one at a time, and then you can make your mind up as to which ones you do want to apply for. So with regards to Springpod, as you can see, just to literally create your accounts, you just need to provide details and create a user name with your email address, and provide a password, and just confirm that you're over 13 years of age. As I mentioned, some of the sign-ups, there could be a slightly larger application, and some of them, like I said, will require you to have parental permission as well if you are under 18. Okay, so another one is the Forage. And the Forage does a whole host of programs directly with specific employers, and you can do a search of employer, very much around the sectors of engineering, IT, with regards to sort of marketing, business. You'll find a lot of those within the Forage, but there are some sort of weird and wonderful ones kind of slotted in every now and again. So it is worth, even if you're not interested in those specific sectors, to also kind of keep an eye on what is coming through. But once again, if you are interested in any of these, as you can see, some of these are global as well. So we've got some within the United States. But you can also quickly sort of click on to find out more about that particular opportunity, and then it's just very easy by registering. Same thing like Springpod, you just need to create an account to be able to go forward with that. Okay, so Invest In is one of the opportunities where there will be a cost that is incurred. And so just to let you know, and we do put this information on the newsletter as well, but as a Suffolk One student, you do get a 10% discount on any of the opportunities that they offer, and the actual information that you require to do that is also in the What's on Wednesday's newsletter, together with the code to use when you're signing up for those. We do also have 3 bursary placements every term available for students that are either eligible for bursary or free school meals, or do have extenuating circumstances, and we've currently got 3 spaces available for this summer term. So if anybody is interested in any of the Invest In programs and feel that you would be eligible for that, then please do email careers@suffolk1.ac.uk, and we can ensure that we pop you through the information for that and support you through the process. Okay, just a couple of others. really just to kind of sort of sum up is DRAX is another opportunity that we have. Work experience, summer virtual work experience placements available to anyone be aged between 14 and 19. The 4 options are engineering, finance, IT and project management or business support. So for anybody that's interested in that, it's well worth having a look at that. That will take place during the 16th to 20th of August. So I've put the hyperlink on this presentation and also in the chat. And another one that we have is also the Bright Network internship experience. The word internship is very much an extension of work experience. A lot of employers tend to use the word internship sometimes instead of work experience because they are also offering this to maybe university undergraduates and graduates as well. And so it's just another word used for kind of work experience really. But these tend to be on maybe a longer basis. But this particular programme is a 3-day programme. And there is a chance for you to get involved with quite a few different sectors. And I've just kind of brought up that information for you. So we've got professional services and consulting, we've got technology, banking and asset management, charity and anything within the sector of policies, business operations and marketing, finance, engineering and infrastructure and also commercial law. They're the ones that are on offer for this summer internship. So this is for anybody that is 18 plus, but for anybody also that is kind of watching this as well as part of the recording, there is also a chance if you are 16, 17-year-olds to do their summer internship for that age group as well. And more information about that is in this week's issue 82 of the What's on Wednesdays newsletter as well. So as you can see, there are so many fantastic opportunities just by looking at a few sources out there. And personally, I would say if you haven't taken up virtual work experience yet, now is a really good time to do that. There's lots of opportunities for over the summer, and I would definitely say, you know, it is worthwhile. Looks fantastic on future applications, CVs, university applications, and also as well, like I said, it really does give you a chance to see what you would like to do for the future, to try it out, to ask questions, to network with people. So, you know, I would really, you know, encourage people to get involved with virtual work experience if you can. So I'm just going to come out of this presentation. If anybody has got any questions, then please do pop them in the chat. Or if you haven't got any today, you can also email workexperience@suffolk1.ac.uk and our work experience administrator Maria will answer any questions that you may have. Okay, I can see that we've got, yeah, Louisa said we'll invest in offer free places for people with extenuating or difficult circumstances. The answer to that really is, Lou, yes, it will. It's on a case-by-case basis, but as staff, we are able to support with that application for those bursary placements. So like I said, if anybody is interested, then please do contact myself via careers@suffolk1.ac.uk. Thanks very much, Alison. Thanks for that comment. Like I said, I really hope that you do take the opportunity to get involved with virtual work experience, and the team is on board to support you with any other queries that you might have. So thanks again for your time, and I'm just going to stop the recording now.